Hello, Facebook. Thanks everyone for popping in on our live. I am super excited to be here with some amazing guests tonight. We all made it. No technical difficulties. What's back there? I'm going to move my chair because I have oh, Mandy is backwards. You're right. Let's try that. Oh my gosh. Okay, hot mess. Welcome to my Thursday Night Live. I'm super excited. We are not going to keep you super long. I told everybody they only had 5 minutes, so I have to adhere to that as well. So, what are we doing over here, guys, that we keep blabbing about all the time, and that I'm getting my friends together on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock to go online and talk about? What could we possibly be talking about? We are actually talking about our vitamins, which, had you told me 5 years ago that I would be on here talking about vitamins, I would have smacked you in the face. I'm not even kidding. Seriously, nobody talks about vitamins, guys, except if you're a thriver. So when I first started thriving, I was a school bus driver in small town Wisconsin, and my friend walked into the bus garage wearing a sticker on her arm. And she's like, Melissa, I'm feeling so good. You have got to try this. And I looked at her across the table and I'm like, you have joined a cult. That is a fad. It will never last. Leave me alone. I'm going to drink my Coca-Cola. And I watched her for a year, totally dismissing everything she was saying, feeling grumpy, run down. I was 50 pounds heavier at the time and I was exhausted. My husband was afraid to hug me. My kids were afraid to talk to me after dinner. Well, they were afraid to talk to me, period. I was grumpy in the morning too. Let's just be honest. And I was empty. There was nothing left. So after watching her for a year, I finally said yes. And I'm like, what is this weird sticker that you're wearing on your arm? And she goes, well, it's actually 3 steps. So she's like, you're going to take 1 to 2 capsules before your feet hit the floor in the morning. There's the men's, Dustin. 20 to 30 minutes later, I should have had everybody bring their favorite mix. You're going to drink a lifestyle mix. Oh, I love you guys. 20 to 30 minutes later, you're drinking your lifestyle mix. I'm blushing over here. And then you're going to put on your DFT. Everybody can show me your DFT. Oh my, did you guys collaborate? Oh my gosh. So you put on your DFT, the cult sticker that sticks on your body for 24 hours. Hundreds of vitamins and minerals, pre and probiotics, all the awesomeness that your body needs to run properly. For me personally, within the first 4 weeks, my whole entire house changed just because I was thriving. I woke up day 5 incredibly happy, which was very different for me. Usually I had to screw my happy in before I went to work. I woke up with it on day 5. Week 2, my youngest son told me out of the blue that I wasn't yelling at him so much at night. Of course, I went into the bathroom and cried because that was awful when your kids are like, oh, Mom. I mean, it was great, but it was awful when your 7-year-old is like, you're not yelling at me so much. It's like, oh, my gosh. And then week 3, my oldest son asked me to be quiet. We were waking still up at 6 to get on the bus and get all the kiddos to school. And he's like, Mom, you cannot come down here at 6 a.m., so loud. I was singing good morning songs. I had been up for hours. I was bouncing around and I had finally found me again. I am loud. I am a big personality in 4'11" body, and it was showing and it was too much for him. He's like, I don't even know who you are anymore. And then week 5, my husband told me I wasn't quitting this product because he was driving faster home. He wasn't afraid to hug me. He was walking into the house knowing what he was going to walk into every night instead of, Russian roulette. And it was just the house was running smoother. And that was my first 4 weeks that solidified for me that I was not quitting these 3 steps. So that's a little bit about me. I am super excited to pass this over to my brother-in-law, Mr. Kevin. So Kevin, I'm going to let you take it over and share a little bit about your experience, please.
Okay. It's been a long time, years. I'm not sure how long. Facebook reminds me. But basically, how I started Thrive is my wife. She force fed me every morning for probably 3 weeks. She would wake me up and, glass of water, capsules in hand, and say, here, I didn't even have to open them. She just, here you go, take these. I would actually go back to sleep. So then she would wake me up, shaking the shake right next to me, hi, yep, it's time for this. So now you have to wake up, So, but, and then, I wore my DFT, my sticker, And I'm a guy, I'm a guy's guy. I'm a mechanic. I've been a professional mechanic for 16 years now, so I spend a lot of time with guys in the shop, that's just, I like the outdoor stuff, the fishing, the hunting, and we don't believe anything like this, like strictly speaking, I looked on Facebook and saw all the pretty little girls, wearing stickers. Yay, that's not going to work for, I'm a big guy, I'm 6'4". At the time when I started thriving, I weighed 333 pounds. We just checked my weight this morning just to see, kind of where I was at. I'm officially 82 pounds lighter than when I started thriving. So, and it's been a few years, yeah. So, but and the great part about it for me was I didn't take it to lose weight. My wife had seen the great results with the joint support, so I wasn't trying to lose weight taking Thrive. It's just a fantastic side effect, but so for me, with the added joint support and the weight loss, my joints are probably the best they've been in 15 years, so I have horrible, knee issues, and now every day, I can come home and do what I need to do with the family and everything else. So like the kids used to, like I can see the front door from the driveway. Well, I'd pull the driveway and you'd see shadows go past the front door down to their rooms, And like now I come home and they're just hanging out in the living room. Hey dad, how was your day? And that's, right there, that for me was like, the best feeling I got from Thrive. But I didn't notice a change for a while. I wasn't a day one thriver. This was, probably a month into it. I actually didn't feel any,
we noticed
change.
before you know.
Yeah, of course, but I didn't notice anything at work. Like I work hard every day. And I was probably 2.5, 3 weeks in before I noticed. By 9 o'clock, I got 2 jobs done already, and I've been there for 2 hours. So it's like, well, holy crap, like I'm flying through my day here. I only got 2 cars left to fix. I can go home early, like, so, and I work for commission, like if I'm not doing work, I'm not getting paid. So by me feeling better and having all that added energy and mental clarity, especially at work, some of the diagnostic stuff we get in with vehicles nowadays is strictly computer chasing wires, and some of that stuff is crazy. And that added mental support at work is definitely nice. So, but one of us is going off. But yeah, I've been thriving now for I don't know. It's been a few years with my wife, so she's an active promoter.
Minus one small break.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Thrive's been fantastic for us, especially at home with the family life. The kids get to enjoy our company, and we aren't yelling as much. And if something does happen, because they're kids, you know what I mean? They listen all the time, So, you know what I mean? We're not yelling at them. We're talking to them about it. And I know they appreciate that. So, and that's probably the best thing for us, that I've noticed
for both
home,
of us. Yeah,
so
definitely.
But yeah, is the home life is, especially with, well, we get out camping more and everything else now. And, the kids are loving it. So.
See, he's just as bad as me. He could like ramble all night about like just how much better life is in general.
Pretty much.
Well, I love it. So let's just swing right into you, Carrie. So you brought it into the house. So why don't we just transition right into you then?
Definitely. Well, obviously, for those of you that don't know, my beautiful sister here, Melissa, she brought Thrive back into my life. Actually, I was still, kind of searching for that thing, and had tried it before, and she's like, well, why don't you give it a real like committed try? My sister knows me, thank gosh. Mwah. Thank you for sticking with me, because I know I was pretty stubborn. But once, like, day one, all 3 steps in my body, like there was energy. The very first time I ever took Thrive, like I remember taking all 3 steps and like stopping and wanting to do my dishes before I went to work, which was just, I don't know, mind blowing. I never wanted to do that stuff. I just am the mom, so I have to do that stuff. Because it's kind of scary how my boys do dishes. So yeah, it's just better if mom does them. So that was that was one thing. Yeah, day one, but like sticking with it, taking it not just the days that I need it, but you know, the timing of those steps, capsules by your bed. For me, it's lifestyle mix 20 minutes later. For Kevin, it's closer to 35, 40 minutes out.
40 minutes.
You know, every body is different, right? And then putting on that DFT, doing that every day consistently for 2 weeks, like changed everything for me. By about day 10, 14, somewhere around that 2-week mark, like my digestion just really started to change. And I began eating full meals 3 times a day, putting stuff back into my diet that I hadn't been able to eat in a long time. And just like, I wasn't having digestive discomfort. So not only did I have energy to do the dishes and get up and like be a smiley, happy mom instead of a grouchy from the couch, or like, honestly, I spend entirely too much time in the bathroom. And it really affected like my entire family, really. So grouchy on the couch mom. I was the mom that, well, she's probably not going to be able to go, or like my kids were afraid to ask me to like go out to eat or to go do anything. Like, that brings, okay, sorry. I'm like all over the place, you guys. Sorry. I get really worked up when Kevin shares too, because like our whole life has seriously changed over here because of vitamins. Yes, it really has. But so probably about a month in, my daughter and I are going outside for a walk, which has become a regular thing on top of random dance parties after work with my boys in the living room. And she's like, Mom, you know, I really love coming outside with you again. I love all the stuff that we're doing. I love spending time with you and not having to cuddle on the couch to do it, or to not have to pick a movie to, you know. And it was nice for her to ask, like, hey, you know, can we all go out to eat tonight, you know, and not have to worry about like, you know, mom not, you know, being able to, I don't know, being comfortable, or mom being able to enjoy a meal without, you know, the discomforts basically getting in the way of what was going on with my family. And like Kevin said, you know, we're both more patient, we're both more present. And why would you not want to like share that with the world? And in case that wasn't a good enough reason, Lavelle actually has this fantastic refer to program. I brought in my friend Alicia, and I brought in my friend Sammy. They both ordered on auto ship, got great deals on auto ship, both in the same calendar month. Boom, I'm thriving for free next month. And then we only had to purchase Kevin's product. So, and it just kind of grew from there. And it's super easy. Like, when you feel this good, like who's not going to want their friends and family to feel that good? And which leads me to my last thing, which is going to be our first keyword of the evening, which is easy. I repeat that, keyword easy. And I'll throw it back to you, Melissa.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to type over here and all the things. Awesome. So our first word, guys, for our phrase that pays is easy. Mandy, hold on. Is it you? Yes. Take it over, girl.
Hey. So, well, first of all, thanks so much for having me on to share. So, before Thrive, I was queen of the snooze button. I would have 4 alarms set in the morning. Like, you know, if I sleep just a little longer, then I can, you know what, I'll just wear a hat today. Oh, if I hit one more alarm, I'll just throw mascara on. I hit one more alarm, and then it's running around crazy. And then my poor husband, I'm crabby because I'm late and yelling at my kids to get that, because I couldn't get up and function. And then I would couple cups of coffee, get to work, switch to iced coffee in the afternoon, count the hours down till I could get home and take a nap. Things just didn't get done right. And then you go to bed at night, and mama brain is all the things I didn't get done. I'm thinking about, I couldn't turn my brain off, and I never got any quality sleep. And then we start all over again. So I finally said, you know what, I'll try it. Maybe I'll have enough energy to get through the day, and you know, we'll see how it goes. And day 2, when I woke up, I was like, I slept like really well. Like I got quality sleep. So I was like, all right, we'll see how this goes. And day 2 that day, I didn't go get an iced coffee in the afternoon. I was drinking more water. And then when I went to bed on day 2 at night, I just went to bed, laid down, and fell asleep. I didn't lay there for an hour and a half, tossing and turning, looking at the clock and counting. And now I steal Dustin's wife's phrase all the time. I say it's like sleep like a dad. Like I get the best sleep I've ever had. And that was just the tipping point of all the things that have changed. And I've got cleaner, better energy than you ever get from caffeine, and then you crash and then you need something else. It's like this all day and you can get things done. And my skin is better, my hair is better. People saw the challenge going around in 2020 on Facebook, your 20-year difference pictures. I look better now than I did 20 years ago. I feel better now. And, yes, the weight loss was there, but I didn't start, for that by any means. But as soon as you start feeling better, you do better. And then the more you do better, the more you want to do better, and you eat better, and all of that's there. And I had to share it with everybody, because everybody deserves to feel this good and have all these benefits. And then I never really noticed, to touch on kind of like what Carrie said, how bad my digestion was until it started working how it's supposed to. And the way your body can process different foods and becoming more regular and everything else, like the benefits just keep growing. So, I really encourage you to do it for not only you, but your family, because when you have a full cup and you get some decent sleep, you have so much more to pour into your family and give them back the things, that you want for them. So I can't say enough good things about it. And with that, your second word is as.
All right. Is it to me next then? All right. All right. So, guys, Dustin Wagner here. Some great stories already. And what I love is you hear and like who shared it with each other, right? It's all like family members and friends that are sharing this product with each other. And I was fortunate because I'm a guy skeptic. Before I started Thrive, I was a concrete worker, guys. So, didn't really do the nutrition thing, probably like Kevin, same as the car industry, mechanics wise, we don't do those kinds of things. And I was fortunate to see my wife taking Thrive first. So I got to come home from work and see Thrive in action, I guess. She told me she was going to take it. I didn't listen, or I didn't hear, or she didn't tell me. But I got to come in the house, and I could tell that she had cooked a meal, that the piles were picked up off the counters, just like these gals were talking about how they just got to work and did stuff. And I was like, what's going on? And she's like, hey, I'm thriving. And she shows me that sticker on her arm. And I'm like, oh, what the heck is that? I mean, like, really, you got a sticker on your arm right now, and you're telling me that's giving you energy? And I'm not going to lie, I thought it was pretty gimmicky, but I looked around and couldn't deny what I saw. So for me, I need to see it. That's probably how it had to get exposed to me. And I was fortunate for that. After I got done seeing it and seeing what was going on, I'm like, is this stuff going to kill you? Because it's awesome, but I don't want you to die younger. So I got on the Google machine, and 3 hours later, I looked at her and said, hey, I need a sample of that. Raise your hand on here, you guys. Did any of you start with a sample? Nope. You guys all jumped right in. See, I was fortunate to get a sample because I was like, I need to like experience it, and just taste it and see for myself. Because women, they can be fooled, that placebo effect, but I knew I couldn't be fooled on a placebo effect. So it wasn't going to get me. So, but I was like, hey, it was like, I put $5 on my nightstand every morning for her to be that productive, that happy, and that sparkle in her eye back. That woman you first met and you first started dating, and they got that glow in their eye. Then you have kids and life happens and it kind of just dissipates away. I guess they suck the life out of you or something, but she had that life back. And it was like in the one day of taking a product. I'm like, how's that even possible? But let's keep doing it. I got on my first day of product, and guys, right away, I noticed the simplicity. I love the fact doing concrete work in Wisconsin, where we're at here. I had to make as much money as I could during the warm months, so it was as many hours as I could get in. And I love that I could take it all and do it all before I left the house. So because I was never going to know if I'd remember it later. So I love that. It was so simple to do. I was a little worried about the sticker. I was like, is that going to like, fall off? And I mean, I sweat a lot and doing that stuff. And I tell you what, guys, it stuck on really well. I didn't even notice it once it was on. So that sample for me was really nice just for that fact. I put it to the test. I didn't stop and get my energy drink. On Mondays I do, a Monster, a Mountain Dew, and mac and cheese. That was my Monday morning ritual. And I didn't stop to get that because I'm like, I'm going to put it to the test. I'm not going to, do any of that. And at 3 o'clock, I can remember calling my wife and saying, hey, we need to order a month of this product because if I notice this much in one day, what could 30 days do for me? I was smart enough to know that. And so that first day I noticed the energy. It wasn't like, it wasn't like I slammed a Monster energy drink or whatever your favorite energy drink is and took off and then crashed. It was just like, I'm here. And then I stayed here all day. And I really enjoyed that. And I got home and I was like, man, this stuff's awesome. So we got my order in. I got looking. I noticed what Carrie was talking about that I referred to. I'm like, well, shoot. I'm like, we're going to give this a couple days. Maybe if we both feel this good in another couple days, I'm sharing it with my brother needs it. My mom needs it. My dad needs it. I'm like, we're going to get that referred to and be thriving for free. Well, that's a no-brainer. But I went one step further and looked. Now, I didn't want any of these gimmicky scam, pyramid, whatever you want to call them, things in my house. My wife wasn't allowed to have any of the parties or do any of that stuff. I was so against it because I owned a brick and mortar style business, But I looked at it and I was like, everything I'm reading, it says it doesn't cost you anything to promote this. Like the only difference between a customer and a promoter was literally a paycheck. And I'm like, if we're going to refer people and get to get the product for free, we're literally just giving that money to your friend Shelly, who I appreciate for sharing this with us. But what the heck, we might as well put that money in our pockets. So we flipped to be a promoter just like that, just for that reason only. Never want to do anything else with it. So there's always that option. Just wanted to share that with you guys. But like that was in my first day on product. And I wasn't expecting a miracle, but I noticed enough, right? And then I got a couple weeks on product. My first couple weeks were just the same. Smooth energy. I'm like, this is awesome. It's way better than those energy drinks I was drinking and stuff. So this is a way cleaner energy. I was real excited about that. But then I got a couple weeks in and I noticed my hands start moving, and I bet Kevin can attest to this too. Just that, that getting that dexterity back in those joints and stuff is just huge for, mechanics and construction guys, because you just beat the heck out of those joints. And I used to have a really hard time. My son was 2 at the time, and I'd have a hard time zipping his coat up, just getting that stuff lined up and running that zipper. I just couldn't do it. I get so frustrated. And when all of a sudden that stuff started being easier and my knees weren't hurting as much, my elbow wasn't hurting as much from throwing concrete for 10 years. And that was when I made the switch, guys. That was when I said, you know what, this is more than just an energy product. There's a lot of energy products out there that are great. But when you start combining joint support, gut support. These gals are pretty dainty when they talked about their digestion there, guys, it's life-changing for the females. I didn't know this. Like after girls have kids, they don't poop. What the heck? It's like once a week. That's normal now. What's going on with that? So I didn't know that, but now I know. I know way too much, but it's a big deal for them. And boy, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That's a saying. If mama ain't pooping, ain't nobody happy is another saying. So because that just runs the whole household. And I know somebody listening to this is going right now, man, I could use that. So just those things, it's not just energy, there's so many other things that involves it. And that was when I was like, gosh, I can't not share this with my family. And that's why you see so many people sharing it with their friends and family first, because we want them to feel how we're feeling. And it's just outstanding. The weight, and some people start for weight loss. That's what a lot of people this time of year, especially, they start for that weight loss. And sure, that's a great benefit of Thrive. But what the reason for that is because we got our engine, our body's running at peak performance. It's running how it's supposed to run. And, some people's bodies need to get a little bigger. Some need to get a little smaller. Some have more work to do than others. And Thrive just is that missing piece that goes in there, fills those nutritional gaps, and then lets us feel amazing. And I am a lifer. There's no doubt about that. And I think when you see how many people stay on this product because they just love it, and they love how they feel. And let's face it, we're not eating the best. And speaking of not eating the best, that's one last point I want to make before I throw it back to Melissa, is that's one of my favorite parts of Thrive too, is that I can still eat cheeseburgers, pizza, drink Coors Light. I have one over here. You can do those things still. It doesn't have to take away your whole lifestyle. You can still indulge how you want to indulge depending on your goals you have. And that to me is big, because I'm not a diet guy. I'm not gonna count this or count that or macro this. You know, that's great for those who love to do that. That's awesome. That's just not me. And so I love that I get a good start to my day, and I know at least I feel my body right in the beginning of the day, and then we see what happens from there. So with that, I have my word to pass along to you for the phrase that pays, and that is 1, 2, 3. Back to you, Melissa.
All right, you guys killed it. I challenged you to 25 minutes. We're at 25:11. You guys killed it. We shared some amazing stories in a very short amount of time because I just love that. And so easy as 1, 2, 3. Y'all have until 10 p.m. Friday, tomorrow night, Central Time, to drop that in the comments of this live video to get into my our drawing, for this amazing water bottle. And I have some plus lines in there too. Thank you all so much for jumping on here. Guys, if you're watching on replay, drop replay and where you're watching from and get in contact with whoever put you in touch with this video because we are about to change your life and we cannot wait. So have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks, everyone.